Good evening, Judson Learning Academy, parents, guardians, family, and friends. Welcome to the class of 2020 Judson Learning Academy Commencement Ceremony. I am LIZA Guerrero, principal of Judson Learning Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask at this time that you please stand in honor of the Judson Learning Academy graduating class of 2020. We encourage everyone to participate in sending photos, text messages, and videos of our graduates to the hashtag JISDJLA2020. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors and remain standing through the Pledge of Allegiance led by DYANARA Maldonado and our national anthem. Opening remarks will follow, delivered by Jose Barrera and Robert DIPPIE.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please keep your right hand over your heart for the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please welcome Jose Barrera to the podium.
You may be seated. Good evening, fellow graduates, faculty, staff, family members, and friends. When I started my high school years, I was just a regular kid like all other freshmen going through the normal freshman things. Unfortunately, that changed shortly right after my dad got sent back to his country of origin. Having this happen caused a lot of changes to my family and me. With my dad gone, my mother couldn't financially support me in our home. I saw her struggling on a daily basis. She lived paycheck by paycheck, working 2 jobs at minimum wage, which meant that wasn't enough. I would see her crying every day due to this heavy burden she carried. After seeing her struggle on a daily basis, I decided to set up and get a job. I started working right after school at a local tire shop. In this job, I had to work under the hot sun, all while picking up heavy objects repeatedly, leaving me exhausted at the end of each shift. After a hard day at work, I still had to get up the next day and go to school. This was harder than it looked. I managed to make it to my junior year in high school following this hard routine. I expected that all of our hard work would make things better for us. Instead, things at home were getting worse, so I picked up a second job where I worked overnight. This meant I had no other option but to give up on school. That's when JLA came into my life and left its mark. They pushed me out of my comfort zone and worked with my work schedules in order to help me graduate. They allowed me to get my education while at the same time taking care of my home needs. JLA led me on a different path that the traditional high school showed me that they always showed me that there's a different way to get to your goal of graduating high school. JLA didn't just help me graduate, it also helped my mother and I realize that our hard work and struggles that we went through for 4 years finally paid off. I'm proud to say I'm a JLA class of 2020 graduate. Now please welcome to the podium Robert DIPPIE.
Every single graduate this year has their own personal story that led them to Judson Learning Academy. For some, it may be as simple as they left their home campus, and for some others, it may be their last chance to make it through high school. Thankfully, I was able to share my experience with many of my close friends from my home campus of Judson College Academy, where I spent my first 3 years of high school. That was where I met my best friends, my girlfriend, and my school family. I myself lost being able to attend there because I was lazy and I depended on other people for homework and test answers. Eventually, it became too hard for me to get all the work that I needed, and I failed a required course. It completely crushed my spirit. When I came to JLA, I was doubtful that I would even be able to pull myself to work and finish on time. But here I am. I'm extremely grateful to JLA because I learned to become self-sufficient and independent, which I had lacked in my other years of high school. In December, I unofficially graduated thanks to the boundless support that I received from every teacher and member of staff at JLA. I can recall back to October 27th, 2019, only 2 months into my tenure at JLA, when I got a text from my girlfriend while I was watching a Patriots versus Browns game to tell me that my best friend, whom I'd considered a brother to me, had committed suicide. The next day, when I came to school, the entire staff had already knew of my grief, and before I even spoke a word, Ms. Mead had asked me to speak with her in her office. Here was where I was given the most support I'd ever had in my life. Without this support, I may have drowned in my emotions and suffered the same fate as my late best friend. But here I am. As a message to the future classes of Judson Learning Academy, I want to tell you something. I want you to tell you to be something. I want to tell you to stand out. Don't be somebody nobody talks to. Be the person that all the teachers love to talk with, and it will take you a long ways. I myself was given the opportunity to speak at a banquet filled with amazing foods with all my friends, where I gave a presentation in front of the people behind the Simon Youth Foundation that funds JLA. So all in all, be your best you at JLA, and everyone will treat you like you should be treated and better. then sooner rather than later, you yourself will be up here saying, "Here I am." Please welcome back to the podium, Principal Guerrero.
On behalf of the class of 2020 and the Judson Learning Academy, faculty and staff, we are pleased you have joined us this evening online for this special ceremony. Graduates, we are tremendously proud of you. This is your day. Enjoy, celebrate, and take pride in your accomplishments. Share this milestone with those that love you most, your family, friends, and guests that are watching today, as well as those loved ones that are with you in spirit. Before we proceed with tonight's ceremony, graduates, I would ask that you show your appreciation to your parents, grandparents, and family. Acknowledge your gratitude for their guidance towards your success. Your dreams and visions are yours. Take them with you when you leave here today. I am personally humbled at the accomplishments of the senior class. This year's graduating class has been awarded many scholarships and university offers. Congratulations. At this time, we would like to honor those graduates who have decided to protect our rights and freedoms against all enemies, foreign and domestic. All graduates who have enlisted in the United States Armed Forces, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations, Penguins. We know that you will continue to represent the Judson community with pride. Now for the introduction of our special guests this evening. We begin with the Judson Independent School District Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jeanette Ball. Our Board of Trustees, Board President, Ms. Renee Paschall, Board Vice President, Ms. Suzanne Kenoyer, Board Secretary, Ms. Lynette Bettis, Trustee Shantoya King, Trustee Deborah Eaton, Trustee Mr. Rafael Diaz Jr., Trustee Mrs. Jennifer Rodriguez. Our superintendent's senior staff, Mr. William Atkins, Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Cecilia Davis, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Milton Fields III, Deputy Superintendent of Administration and Operations, Mr. Marco Garcia, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Mr. Steve Linscomb, Director of Communications, Ms. Rebecca Robinson, Deputy Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. We thank you for your service to the Judson community. Our senior class speakers, Jose Barrera, Robert DIPPIE, DYANARA Maldonado, and Amanda Roomsberg. The members of the Judson Learning Academy leadership team have been spectacular in their endeavors to help each and every student. Their time and efforts go beyond the normal expectations of any educator. For this, I thank you. The members of the Judson Learning Academy leadership team are Ms. Barbara Mead, Mrs. Amber Palmer, and Mrs. Luz Ramirez. The following guests are the strong educators behind the curtain. These individuals have put in time and effort this year to ensure the success of every Judson Learning Academy student. It is truly a pleasure to work with them day in and day out. The members of the Judson Learning Academy instructional team are Miss Jessica Kite, Mr. William Reeve, Miss Jonique Schuler, Mrs. Gabrielle Simpson, and Miss Sabrina Trejo. Please welcome Board President Miss Renee Paschall to the podium to address the graduates.
Hello, graduates, the class of 2020. I am Renee Paschall, President of the Judson School Board. And on behalf of the entire school board, I would like to take this opportunity to say congratulations to you. I am so very proud of all of you. You are remarkable students. I am sorry that your last year of school ended so abruptly with so many unforeseen circumstances. But through it all, we can smile. Every situation has more than one way of looking at it, and I choose to look at the positives. 1, we had an extended spring break, a very extended spring break. 2, we were able to connect with teachers and friends through Zoom. Some communities had senior class parades in their neighborhoods. We celebrated Bryce Wisdom's 17th birthday with a parade passing by his house last week. We learned that in our distance, we have a lot in common. Yes, it was an uncommon finish to our senior year, but please know that we are a Judson family, and as your family, we are proud of you. Keep stretching your limits, be kind to people, and help others when you can. Keep your nose to the grind, and we, your Judson family, will do our part to help you navigate your future. To all the seniors from JECA, Judson High School, JLA, Wagner High School, and Veterans Memorial High School, congratulations to you, the class of 2020. Thank you.
Congratulations, graduates. Before we move on to the closing remarks of the evening, we have a special message and announcement from the Simon Youth Foundation. This year commemorates the 20th year of partnership between the Judson Independent School District and the Simon Youth Foundation. It is with their dedication and partnership that Judson Learning Academy continues to be the success it is today.
Dr. Ball, members of the school board at Judson Independent School District, faculty and staff of JLA, family, friends, and most importantly, students, congratulations on reaching your graduation day. My name is Michael Durnall, and I serve as the president and CEO of the Simon Youth Foundation. Now more than ever, it gives me great pleasure to be able to celebrate graduations with you, even in this manner. No doubt the circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic have disrupted your world, your life, your schooling, and quite frankly, everyone around you. But despite all of that, I'm thrilled to be able to see graduates, students who did whatever it took to make sure that they were completing the credits to complete their degree. Maybe some of you had to share devices at home. Maybe some of you had to go to work as essential workers to help your family. Or worse, perhaps you lost a loved one or a friend to COVID-19. But despite all of that, you showed up every day, still worked, and today you will receive your high school diploma. And despite a pandemic, no one can take that degree away from you. You have earned your high school degree, and because of that, we are so very proud. Now, many of you know that JLA is home to our 10,000th graduate. It's also the historic home of the Simon Youth Foundation, so it holds a very special place in our heart. We were thrilled to be down there last fall in San Antonio from Indianapolis to meet several of the students who I understand are graduating today. So congratulations to all of the graduates, to the families, and all of you who have put in a great deal of hard work. I know that you probably didn't think you would ever graduate from high school, let alone be the class of 2020 that will always be known as the class that went across the stage virtually during a pandemic. So congratulations to all of you. In addition to the work that we do at the academies, the Simon Youth Foundation also provides about $1 million in scholarships every year to help students who want to pursue post-secondary education. Today, I'm thrilled to be able to announce that there are 4 scholarship recipients at JLA. So if you'll bear with me, I'd like to call the names of the scholarship recipients and acknowledge them, offer our congratulations, and celebrate their accomplishments. I'm proud to announce that this year there are 4, more than any other academy across the country at JLA. The first scholarship is a renewable 2-year scholarship valued at $3,500, and it is being presented to DYANARA Lizette Maldonado, a spring 2020 graduate. DYANARA, your scholarship will support you as you pursue studies at Northeast Lakeview College. Congratulations. Our second scholarship is a 4-year renewable scholarship valued at $15,000 and is presented to Jasmine Padilla, a spring 2020 graduate. Jasmine, your renewable scholarship will help you study at Loyola College in Maryland. Congratulations, Jasmine. The next scholarship is a renewable 4-year scholarship valued at $15,000 and is being presented to Julian Ortiz, a spring 2020 graduate who will also be going on to school at the University of Texas at San Antonio. Congratulations, Julian. Finally, a renewable 4-year scholarship valued at $15,000 is being presented to Robert E. DIPPIE, a spring 2020 graduate who will be going on to Texas State University at San Marcos. Congratulations, Robert. Congratulations to all 4 of you, to all of the students who are receiving their diplomas today. You should be so proud of these accomplishments, and I hope our scholarships and having this diploma in hand will allow you to do great things. We'll be looking forward to hearing about all of it. On behalf of the Simon Youth Foundation Board and the members of my staff that are all based here in Indianapolis, congratulations on graduation day.
Congratulations to these well-deserving scholarship recipients. We wish you nothing but success. Now please welcome Amanda Roomsberg to the podium.
Good evening. High school graduation speeches are often long and boring, but this one is going to be different. Let's get real, class of 2020. This year was unpleasant. We all worked so hard to fix everything with our education so we could walk the stage just for it to end this way. I am with you on that, but look at it this way. Who else can say they graduated in the middle of a pandemic? When I first wrote this speech, it was when I was going to get up and speak in front of a crowd full of people. For some reason, that was less frightening to me than this whole virtual graduation, but I decided my words were more important than my fear. I also realized I needed to change what I was going to say. I am still going to share part of my life story, but the message has changed. As most of you know, I stick out a little when you look at the rest of the JLA students. We all have our own stories and they are unique as we are, but me, I'm complicated. I was born here in San Antonio, but it's not where I grew up. Yes, it starts with, I grew up in a smaller town on a dirt road. Sounds a little cliched, doesn't it? But it's the truth, and Edmond will always be my home. My story begins there. My family is a complex one. We started together, but now we are in 2 different states, and my sibling is the experiment 626 of the family. For those of you who watch Disney movies, you know what I'm talking about. And yes, I had his permission to say that. Just looking at me, you wouldn't see my dad's health problems, the divorce, or the difficult couple of years that came after. Getting me to talk about it is a task in and of itself. My dad has over 30 conditions that can affect him at any given time. Saying growing up with him as a stay-at-home dad was interesting, well, that's an understatement. That is the reason I could cook, clean, and think critically before the age of 15. How my parents stay together for over 20 years will always amaze and hurt me at the same time. No kid actually hopes for 2 Christmases. Finding my place in the family after the split was one of the most difficult things I have ever had to do. Ever felt like you've been torn down the middle and can't find balance? That's been me for the past 3 years. It has taken this year to prove that I am right where I belong and that all that suffering was for a reason. Okay, enough of that. Back to why I'm here, why I'm different. It's not just that I grew up sooner than I should have or that I grew up in a smaller town. As much as I love traditional things, I can't seem to do them in the traditional way. I didn't move here with all the required planning. I didn't get to go through all 4 years of high school with all the same people. Good grades have always been easy for me to achieve. I was always good at making friends in school. Because of this, people have asked me why I didn't attend regular high school. This is where all the messy family stuff I vaguely mentioned comes into play. After the move, I needed the year to recover from everything. I was supposed to be homeschooling during that year, but I messed up. I fell behind. Now, I've always wanted to be a veterinarian. After falling behind, I made the realization that I needed to get back on track if I wanted to achieve this goal. When I heard about Judson Learning Academy, I knew I had to get in. But I couldn't do that in the traditional way either. I was 3 credits short. I had to go to Veterans Memorial to get the credit I needed. I have never learned so much in a 6-month period. Those teachers were my best friends, and I'm sure I surprised many of them. I will always hold them in the highest respect and still talk to a lot of them to this day. At times, it felt like those 6 months dragged on forever, and I would never get to where I was going. Obviously I did, or I wouldn't be standing here today. My time at Judson Learning Academy was filled with nothing but help and encouragement, and I am beyond thankful for the second chance it gave me. It is the reason why I could graduate today. If I could leave you with anything, it would be this. High school isn't supposed to be easy. Figure out what you want and know that you may have more than one way of getting there. Keep your friends, family, and teachers close. You will need them more than you realize. This is all I have for you today, class of 2020. Keep on living. We are survivors. Graduates, please stand. To symbolize our status as graduates of Judson Learning Academy, please move your tassel from the right to the left. Please remain standing for the closing remarks given by DYANARA Maliabu.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bow your heads. Dear God, we thank you for the strength and courage you have provided the Judson Learning Academy class of 2020 that helped us get in this momentous day, even during these difficult times. We ask that you too continue to bless each of our lives as we seek and to achieve our dreams. From this day forward, please remain by our side at all times. Give us the power to continue to make the right choices. Help us through the trying times we will face as graduates and give us the strength to reach our true potential. And give us the strength to reach our true potential. While we move forward into a world of limitless opportunities, afford us the ability to find and fulfill our purpose as we begin our next journey in life. In your name we pray, amen. Please welcome back to the podium Principal Guerrero.
Graduates, let's participate virtually in the tossing of the caps by using the hashtag JISDJLA2020. Penguin families, now is the time to celebrate 13 years of your graduates' accomplishments. It's been a long road, but they earned this special moment. Even if we cannot be together in person now, we still want to share in your celebrations. I have personally seen our graduates' hard work, and I couldn't be prouder. Share this moment with us using the hashtag below, JISDJLA2020. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes tonight's ceremony. Thank you and have a good evening.